That is Corey. He's helping us with our inflatable decoy test for Ratchet and Clank.
Oh no, Corey's dead. I don't know what happened to us as a species that we can't produce fun, creative, and entertaining game commercials anymore. Seems like every AAA game ad today stopped trying and just had tons of money thrown at them instead. Yes, here's a check for $10 million. Just make something big and flashy, it'll be fine. Now where did I leave those layoff forms? They say that limitation breeds creativity, and when I was a bright-eyed skeleton lad in the 90s, game ads were a lot more than just trying to sell a product. It was an art form of how best to utilize a limited budget and make something that would stick out in people's minds. It was the wild west of commercials, and we never knew what kind of craziness was going to grace our 100-pound CRT TVs the next day. Like these Mario Kart Super Circuit ads that involved, for some reason, elderly on elderly violence.
Mario Kart Super Circuit on Game Boy Advance.
Oftentimes, these did less than nothing to make you want to buy the game in question, but they sure were good at making people talk about them, which was likely the intended effect. Like with this ad for Tomba 2.
Just because you've got the hair doesn't mean you've got the power. Rated E for everyone. Tomba 2, the evil swine return.
PlayStation.
Man, I love it, but it only shows about 4 seconds of actual gameplay. But I gotta admit, those 4 seconds have got me interested in finally trying it today.
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
We all know the Zelda rap. You know, it's The Legend of Zelda and it's really rad.
Those creatures from Ganon are pretty bad. Octoroks, Tektites, Levers too.
If you don't stop rapping, our friendship is through. But have you seen the funky as hell Japanese commercial for Link to the Past? Oh yeah, dude! Busting baddies while busting a groove? Man, I can't help it, I just gotta... So check it out, they needed a commercial for Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. They're sitting at a table thinking, and one guy raises his hand and says, how about it's a bunch of dudes playing the game together and they don't say anything, they just get progressively more hot and bothered. And that's how we got this.
Rated M for mature. Hey! Play with a friend, or play with yourself. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Tecmo. 100% games.
For hot beaches, there's no power greater than X.
Okay, first of all, this guy needs to stop. I could joke and throw shade at this, but hey, what were they supposed to do? Pitch the extremely compelling volleyball action? No, they knew exactly who this game's demographic was, and they capitalized on it. The magazine ads are much of the same, though this one mystifies me. Chicks really dig the trees? The hell is that supposed to mean? I love this ad for the Game Boy camera.
You're the star today. Smile, you're on Game Boy camera. It's fun to look at yourself as other people do. How's your sense of humor?
Game Boy camera, you can turn photography into fun-tography.
Smile, you're on Game Boy Camera.
The benefit of this being an add-on and not a game was that they didn't really have to worry about showing gameplay. All they had to do was say, hey, this neat little camera exists, go buy one today. And they did it in a really fun and endearing way, riffing on the old Candid Camera opening theme. Also, this is the most 90s teenager I have ever seen. He looks like he should be in a commercial for Sunny Delight and pizza bagels. I have no idea what kind of elevator meeting happened that led to a Coca-Cola crossover with Final Fantasy IX, but it happened. Apparently, Tsunagaru means to connect or articulate. Uh-huh. Well, I'm gonna go articulate me a Coke real fast. I think this ad for Ratchet & Clank is overselling the wackiness just a bit. Still a fun watch, though. Third place? What does that mean? It can't mean third place out of the 3 available consoles at the time because I assure you, it wasn't. Let's see some theories down there. I'm about to share with you one of the best commercials ever, and it's for canned pasta.
Sean! Lunch!
Food.
Sonic the Hedgehog pasta from Franco-American. What are you playing for lunch?
Sean, the teenager of few words, unfazed and undistracted by anything, devourer of pasta, and quite possibly possessing a sixth sense. This is the coolest kid ever, and yes, I did absolutely want to be him. Hey, I don't remember the Genesis getting a pasta add-on. Must be European. Some of these old ads could be a level of edgy that was utterly disproportionate to the games they were trying to sell, like this one for Mario Tennis.
That's rich. Plumbers are sore losers. Something to remember when you're playing new Mario Tennis. Only on N64.
I'm starting to think that out of all the things Nintendo were control freaks about, their commercials were not one of them. Remember how all the ads for Final Fantasy VII showed big, expensive cinematics and never showed gameplay? Well, Legend of the Dragoon seemed like it was going to be the same thing, until...
Joe, he cut my head off. Did you see that? He cut my head off.
What a wuss.
Now playing on PlayStation, rated T for teens.
PlayStation.
Okay, just in case you've never played this game, it is nowhere near that level of wacky. It must have been a hard decision to throw in that kind of gag when the rest of the ad is played so seriously. Pretty great stuff. I don't know what it was about Donkey Kong Country 3 that produced 2 of the most upsetting ads I've ever seen. One of them I absolutely refuse to show because it's downright disgusting. I will show you this one, but only under protest.
Something wild is coming. Something you wouldn't expect. It's Donkey Kong Country 3 starring Kiddy Kong. Uglier bosses, incredible levels, and graphics you won't believe. Donkey Kong Country 3 on Super NES.
There's something you don't see every day.
You said a mouthful, old-timer. Jesus Christ. While we're at it, here's a fun commercial for Donkey Kong Land, where the director gave a bunch of high schoolers 10 pounds of crack and just let them go apeshit.
30 savage new levels, cool computer-modeled graphics, and more head-banging bad guys. It's all the excitement of Donkey Kong Country, now on Game Boy. This game is so hairy, you're gonna need shots.
Real talk, I like this one a lot. It's a good balance of high energy and showing the actual product in action. Kinda beats the pants off this old PSP commercial. What happened to all the energy?
Come out and play! I can't! I'm playing Nut! But there's Portable Nut! What? Yeah! It's a nut you can play with outside!
PSP. It's like a nut you can play with outside.
Wow, I'm going to rapidly transport my person to a local electronic video game store and purchase a PSP for the suggested retail price of $249 American dollars. Now I'm gonna show you an ad where Bowser shoved an amiibo up his ass.
クッパさんね。これ見えます？アミーボ新登場。
Gotta hand it to the guy. Were I in that situation, I would not be sitting down. Ah, only in Japan.
ホットマリオ。Silver play, silver play. Oh no! Come on! Mamma mia! Per favore!
どんな顔したやつやってんやろな。
うわ！うわ！うわ！Wi-Fi 通信で世界中のプレイヤーがライバルだ。マリオカート DS。うわ、ビリになってもうた。ただいま。
I don't have anything to say here. It's just a really funny and well-produced commercial. I would like to know what Hot Mario is supposed to mean. You know what I love? Stop motion animation. Let's watch some. You'll remember this one if you saw my video on Torneko the Last Hope.
冒険へと旅立ちます。彼の名はトルネコ。世界一の商人を目指しているのですが、ドワーッと出た！あのトルネコが繰り広げるワクワクドキドキの RPG スーパーファミコン用ソフトトルネコの大冒険、9月19日発売。夢はきっと叶う。
Man, Japan gets the best commercials, like this one for Wario Land 4.
敵にやられて謎を解く。出口はどこだ？出口はどこだ？出口はどこだ？スリルいっぱい大脱出。今度のワリオは行きと帰りで2倍楽しい。ワリオランドアドバンス。
I do know of at least a couple stop-motion commercials that we were fortunate enough to get.
Yeah, right. Next. Yes. Next. Ooh, scary. Next. Next. Next.
Final Fantasy III. Do you have what it takes? Final Fantasy III from Squaresoft.
Next.
This Moogle sounds like he should be driving a New York taxicab, and I don't know where he got the power to zap monsters into dust, but that sure would have been useful in the game.
game is inside the cards. New e-reader for Game Boy Advance. Slide the cards to play some of your favorite games. E-reader comes with a classic game and a sample pack. More games sold separately. Rated E for everyone.
I wish I could say I feel bad seeing DK Jr. undergo strogification here, but when's the last time anybody cared about DK Jr.? On a side note, I had no idea that some Pokemon cards were printed with e-reader functionality. Pretty cool. Remember Got Milk? If you grew up in the 90s, you do. This campaign to get kids to drink their milk was everywhere, and they weren't exactly hard to produce. Take a person or character, give them a milk mustache, and call it a day. There were commercials too, like this one that I'm sure a lot of you have seen.
Come on, Mario, jump! Don't give
Want to grow? The calcium in milk helps bones grow.
Okie dokie.
Classic child gamer move, blaming their inability to make a jump on Mario. Man, I have 2 nephews that could make that jump no problem. Shameful display, kids. Speaking of commercials that everybody saw,
no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be the only one for me is you.
Something's gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. Introducing Super Smash Bros., where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.
When you get Don LaFontaine telling you why you should buy something, you know to take it seriously. Boktai was a unique GBA game that had a neat little solar sensor on the cartridge. It wasn't solar powered, it just detected when light was shining on it, and that would affect the in-game character. In other words, it was a game that you should play outside. And I guess that's what they were trying to say with this commercial?
外でやる RPG 僕らの太陽 coming soon.
Jeez, that's the most violent game of tennis I've ever seen. Remember that big guy from the Game Boy camera ad? He's back.
Whoa. Color.
Hey, there's an easier way to get color. Get a Game Gear, the full color portable with over 150 games, like the new Echo, Mortal 2, and Sonic Triple Trouble. Sega!
Damn, whacking yourself in the head with a rigor mortis squirrel is one hell of a drug. And what was that I heard at the end there?
Like the new Echo, Mortal 2, Mortal 2, Mortal 2. Sega!
Aw man, I was so happy when I found this. I had this old demo disc. It was either PlayStation Underground or from some magazine. It had this commercial for Twisted Metal 2 on it and even a little behind the scenes on how it was made. Check it out.
Style. Sophistication. The ability to launch napalm into oncoming traffic. If these are the things you look for in an automobile, it's time you test drive Twisted Metal 2. Fully automated weaponry, dual rocket launchers, and the new APS flamethrowing system. All standard. Drive the 1997 Twisted Metal 2 on PlayStation from Sony, and let style be your weapon.
They had to shoot this part a few times because the model kept wanting to run away from the shots. All around, great ad. Here's another one for Twisted Metal 4.
Pop the hood! The hood.
It's Twisted Metal 4, and Sweet Tooth is large and in charge with all the high-octane attitude you've come to know and love.
989 Studios.
I think I know what inspired Pennyworth's new design. And come on, you're telling me they couldn't get a hold of that stuff that lets actors be safely set on fire and put it on Sweet Tooth's head here? Such wasted potential. If you like Scream, then you'll love this ad for Gex.
Hello? Want to see me change the channel with my tongue?
Where are you?
Open the drapes.
One
TV obsessed gecko. Revolutionary 3D graphics. It's Gex, Enter the Gecko.
Very on point for a Gex game. Good stuff. In Dark Cloud 2, there was a time travel mechanic where you would build stuff in the past to affect the future. This ad took that concept and made something that's actually kind of beautiful.
Every decision, creation, and invention affects the future. Rated T for Teen. Dark Cloud 2.
Well folks, I hope you enjoyed watching some old commercials together. I'm gonna head out, but first I'm gonna leave you with one final ad that doesn't require any input from me other than, yeah, it was banned. And it's simply titled, Life is Short. Please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next time. This is A Skeleton signing out.